Talkin' Country.
You're listening to Talkin' Country with Paul Taylor.
Hi, welcome to my channel, Talking Country, where we'll be chatting to the stars of country music from around the world, whether it's in Nashville, Australia, UK, Ireland. You'll get it here first. If you like us, subscribe and give us the big thumbs up. Hopefully you enjoy it.
T-shirt when he knows we're going out. I still don't know what that's about. Don't know what's between his ears, but it takes 3 times to hear when I tell him what's wrong, at least when the game is on. Then he drives me crazy, but I'm crazy about that man. He gives me that good love, good love. Wouldn't quit it if I could love, and it's fireworks burning so hard it hurts. He gives me that true love, true love. Got me higher than the moon, love, and I got a bad case. I've gotta have that good love, good love. Maybe it's 'cause we're so different. Ain't a spark without some friction. Opposites attract. See the kids with a heart attack. It's definitely not picture perfect. It's not a scene from a movie screen. But nothing is when it's really worth it. And it's worth it to me. He gives me that good love, good love. I wouldn't quit it if I could love. And it's fireworks burning so hard it hurts. He gives me that true love, true love. Got me higher than the moon, love, and I've got a bad case. I've gotta have that good love, good love, good love, good love. If he could, then he would, and he should, but I'm good with this good love. If he could, then he would, and he should, but I'm good with this good love. If he could, then he would, and he should, but I'm good with his good love. Then he drives me crazy, but I'm crazy about that man. He gives me that good love, good love. Wouldn't quit it if I could love, and it's fireworks burning so hard it hurts. He gives me that true love, true love. Got me higher than the moon, love, and I've got a bad case. I've gotta have that good love, good love, good love, good love, good love, good love, good love,
For having a bit of time with us. I really appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about the Christmas song then, Ellinor. I mean, is it snowing outside as well? Have you got the Christmas theme going on?
Oh yes, I put the Christmas decorations up yesterday, and we got some snow here up north in Sweden today.
Oh, wow.
To look really, really good. I'm about to go and find this Christmas tree, like the perfect tree, here in the next days too.
Wow. And Jimmy, it's snowing in Nashville?
Actually, it did snow yesterday in Nashville. First time this year, just not very much where I'm at, but in the area, it did snow, a little bit. Not like Sweden, I'm sure. How about where you're at? What's the weather like there?
It's just cold and dark and miserable and blah. Britain.
Sounds like where I'm from, Seattle. That kind of a thing.
Ah, yeah, Seattle. You have English weather, I think, don't you?
Yeah. The Northwest Washington for sure.
Mm-hmm. So Seattle was Vancouver. That's the nearest, which is about 3 inches on the map and about probably 1,000 miles.
Right.
But amazing. So, Ellinor, where did you get the idea from? You guys, you got together. You wanted to do a Christmas song. How did you get together and put it down on paper?
Actually, we last year, me and Jim did a Christmas tour here up in north part of Sweden. So we kind of wrote this song to support our little tour. And we were supposed to do the same thing this year. Well, COVID happened.
Yep.
So we haven't been able to do it yet. So now we're releasing the song international. And also we have just recorded a music video to it. So I look forward to share it in the next weeks here. Yeah.
So, I mean, how did you guys come up with the idea, though? I mean, Jimmy, you wrote it as well. Did you have an idea?
Well, yes, we wrote it basically how we're having this conversation here over the internet with Dawn Poitras, myself, and Ellinor. And she had been telling me kind of about Sweden, and it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. Christmas kind of does the same thing everywhere, and if you live in the country, a country Christmas is not a lot different than a country Christmas here, or probably where you live, Paul. You know what I mean?
I know.
So we just incorporated in those kind of visions and tried to keep it to kind of more of a classic melody, so it was more of a timeless kind of a Christmas song, as opposed to making it too contemporary or time period oriented. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's one of those songs that will last, from listening to it, which is great. I mean, at the moment, there used to be, certainly in the 70s stroke 80s in England, and I don't know about where you're from, there used to be a surge of Christmas songs, not just, not country as such, but in, like Wham! Last Christmas and, Slade, Shaking Stevens. And then suddenly it just sort of dropped in like the 90s. And the noughties. It just, one or two brought a song out, but none of those. It was like we're waiting for Michael Bublé to come out, to bring another album out, And he's already got one with Dolly Parton at the moment. But there just seems to be, and again, there must be a connection. I mean, there must be a connection between obviously in lockdown and everybody bringing out a Christmas song. Makes sense, really, doesn't it?
I think this lockdown has brought people closer together. Most people, and driven some people apart, for that matter.
There's a Christmas song right there.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about yourself, Jimmy. I mean, how did it all start for you? I mean, we spoke to Ellinor a couple of weeks ago, and we went right back to the beginning. But how about yourself? Because obviously, you've got an amazing array of songs that produce some amazing stuff for different artists, like George Strait. But how did you get into all that?
Well, I grew up playing music, kind of, and not kind of. That's what I did. Like we talked about, the weather wasn't always so good, so we didn't golf and play tennis so much, and didn't get outside so much. So I guess to keep ourselves busy, we played music. Somewhat of a musical family. Not directly, but my heritage, people, grandparents and great grandparents were musicians, and my dad was a music lover, and he listened to all kinds of crazy things. I mean, realistically, nothing that was modern at the time. But I had an older sister and some neighbors that kept me, grounded with what was popular at the time, And then I just played music, learned how to play guitar and some various other instruments, and got to a certain point where I'd played all over the West Coast with a bunch of different folks and Grand Ole Opry people that would come out there and use the band that I had instead of transporting a whole bunch of musicians from here, which opened up the door for me to move to Nashville, and I've been here 25 years.
Wow.
Writing songs, making records, that kind of thing, managing artists.
Like I say with George Strait, like Twang, one of my favourite, George Strait. Mm-hmm. Also, Jay Cohen. I'm a massive Jay Cohen. And The One That Got Away is one of my favourite songs of all time.
Wow, that's great. I was just actually talking to Jake and his brother about Jake just got engaged yesterday.
Oh, wow.
To getting married. And he's on a little sabbatical down in Florida where he's from, and hanging out. And his brother and I were just giving him a bad time about it. We're up here, and he's got a twin brother, Jared. Yeah, Jake and Jared are like family. I met Jake about 4 hours after he got to town in a random meeting at the bank, actually. And just kind of took him under my wing, kind of developed him like Ellinor and I are doing, you know, just working hard and following the right path, and you'll get somewhere. It's working for her, you know.
Absolutely, and hard work as well. And people say, "Oh, you must be lucky," but you make your own luck with hard work and graft and taking the knocks sometimes. Like, you know, people,
yeah,
you know, you take the knocks and you thrive from that and build on it, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's like I say about the music business. It's not hard work. It just takes a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the case. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not a game for the faint of heart. There's a lot of rejection in the entertainment business, and a lot of sweat equity. You know what I mean? In anything, I guess. But I think creative people probably wear their hearts on their sleeves a little bit more, and they're more open to feeling things, if you know what I mean. I think they're more sensitive to certain things, so the highs and the lows might affect the creative person more deeply than you know, another person, hypothetically. So the study goes.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've been in sales with a day job for a long, long time.
That's not easy either.
Look, I'm only 21. Look at me, I've gone grey.
Yeah, a lot of rejection when you're trying to sell something.
Well, one of the sayings that I always took dear to me, and earlier on in my career, one of the managers, one of the greatest guys I've ever worked for, and he said,
"This will be good."
Yeah, he said to me, "You get paid on the nose, not the nose on your face, but people saying no." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He said, "For everyone that says no, there's going to be one that says yes."
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go. I mean, Ellinor, you must be pinching yourself every day to link in with Jimmy, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I seem to hear you a little bit bad, to be honest.
No, it just might be my accent. Unless the
yeah, might be your accent. Can you have a Swedish accent on it, do you think?
Not without being derogatory to I don't.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that either.
I'd go to the Muppets. I'd go to the Swedish Chef on the Muppets, I think I would, but...
That's where I would go. That's exactly where I would go.
Oh,
I think I told Ellinor that one time. I said, the only thing I know about Sweden is the chef from the Muppet Show. That's exactly what I said.
ABBA. Yes. ABBA.
And ABBA, right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But I never heard ABBA speak before.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean?
No.
So I was fortunate enough to go to the ABBA Museum. Have you been there? Have you been to Sweden?
No, I've not been yet. I've not been to Nashville yet.
Why not? Come on. Well, you don't want to come now.
I know, but
we're not open.
I'm 60 next year, so it's on my bucket list to go over.
Well, you need to. Well, now you know me, and I'm sure you know a ton of other people here. We'll show you around.
I know. I said like next time if I do go over, I'm going to need not just a week or two. I'm going to need a month because I've got like Steve Wariner, I've got Rodney Foster, I've got loads of artists saying we're going to take you out. I'm thinking I better start training. You know.
Those are two of the finest artists this town has produced in 30, 40 years. Honestly, I think that's just my opinion. I was a huge Steve Wariner fan growing up, and Rodney Foster and Foster and Lloyd for that matter.
Oh no! I mean, I was amazed. I mean, that came about very just briefly before we carry on and we play a song. The Rodney Foster link was on Facebook, and I saw him. You know, I was just liking his fan page, and I just said, "Would you like a UK interview?" Next minute comes a message going, "Yeah, speak to this agent who turns out to be his good lady." And I did say to him on the interview the other week, I said, "I'll be honest with you, I didn't know whether it was the real Rodney Foster." Because you get so many scams on Twitter and whatever. Yeah. There's one big artist, major artist, certainly in the 90s, that I thought was on Twitter and legit. And he come back and he said, yeah. It'll cost you $10,000. And I went, really? I said, I'm trying to promote you, you know.
Yeah.
So, I didn't put anything derogatory because I thought this is a bit, and it turned out to be a bit of a fraud, but, you live and learn. But Radney Foster was just laughing. I said, I didn't know whether it was real or not. But Ellinor, tell us a little bit. Right. So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Christmas very prematurely because I'm a 1st of December, I talk about Christmas, not before. But we had a whole sort of 10 minutes about Christmas, yeah? And what is special about Christmas for you?
Well, I love the decorations to rearrange my house, which I do every season of the year. So, but Christmas is my favorite.
Yep.
So, of course, put all these candles up, make it cozy. I think a lot of people are like stressed out around Christmas, but I get calmer. Just moves a little bit slower around Christmas. Normally I have a high speed all the time, but Christmas for me is a little bit relaxing, be with the family and eat some good food. I do baking a little bit. I'm terrible at making food, but
baking.
Like bake cinnamon rolls with saffron and things like that I can do a couple of things.
I'll give you my address offline and then you can send me some, yeah?
Oh yeah. I will try to do that. Let's see when it will arrive. Mm-hmm.
Yes, hopefully. And what about yourself, Jimmy? What's special about Christmas for you?
Normally it's normal Christmas with my family and, I'll fly home to where they all live. But this year there'll probably be nothing special about it, honestly. Maybe I'll go to Florida and hang out with the Owens boys.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Realistically, that's what I was talking about. So, yeah, maybe. Other than that, it'll be just me here at the house.
Oh, cool. Oh, well. Yeah, I think Florida sounds better,
Maybe.
I mean, one of the best Christmases I remember was, we didn't go on Christmas Day, but my daughters were very, very young, very, very young. And I decided that we'll have the Christmas with my mum, my dad, and all the rest. And then Boxing Day, we went to Florida, the Orlando experience, etc. And
wow.
New Year's Eve at the Epcot and stuff like that. And that will always remain a high point to me because it was quite warm. It was lovely, and it was it was warm. I'm walking around in shorts and there's like Santa Claus there in full regalia, So,
yeah, well, that's not actually that far from where I would be going, about 80 miles. That's actually one of the nearest airports, Orlando. Yeah, that's a fascinating. Everybody should go to Disney World at least once for New Year's Eve, I think.
Stunning. It was absolutely,
especially with your kids.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What about yourself, Ellinor? What kind of things would you be going anywhere with your children now? I mean, obviously it's a bit tight with lockdowns, etc. But have you got anything planned?
No, of course not. It will be a very special Christmas this year, and we'll not be able to be the whole family place. But we have to make the most out of it anyway. So I for sure will do this Christmas gift in the morning to the kids, and just do the traditions that we still can do.
Yeah.
Let me chime in because last December I was actually in Sweden and in the village where her family lives, and they all live in this beautiful little village. And in the city of Umeå, which is kind of up in the northern part of Sweden, and very cultural, cool. The streets were heated. I mean, it was fantastic. It's the kind of the vision of if you could write a postcard or print a postcard of what Christmas looks like in people's minds, it would be right out the back door of their house. Honestly, it's just like that part of the world just is like going to a fairy tale Christmas place, reindeer running across the road, all kinds of, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
It reminds me of a place very close, dear to my heart, one of my favorite places on the planet called Banff in Canada.
Oh yeah, been there for sure. Up by Whistler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just one of those, walking down the street and there's reindeer. You think it's a dog following you, and it's like reindeer or a grizzly.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, right.
what's going on? But let's play a song before we come back. We'll talk a little bit more about what's happening for next year, hopefully, and the year after, and then future projects. But let's play a Jay Cohen song, my favourite, the one that got away. And then we'll come.
All right, fantastic.
Springstrike and Jimmy Ritchey. There you go. So that's the first section. So we'll just count you in. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and that was one of Jimmy's songs, the one that got away by Jay Cohen. And like I said, I couldn't believe it when we were talking last time, and Ellinor, and I did a bit of research, obviously, as you do. And I had a look at your credits, and I went, oh, I best have a shave.
I don't. Me too.
But so what's from now? So obviously the video's coming out on the 11th and the 11th of December. So where did you shoot that? Was it local?
Yeah, we were shooting it here in Umeå and around here, north part of Sweden. So you will really recognize a little bit of what Jimmy was telling about the feeling you have up here, with the snow and everything. Yeah. Then
I'm not jealous at all. No.
Oh, you wouldn't be. It's fantastic.
But it's another one.
It's like a Christmas card.
Yeah, it's another one on my bucket list now to visit Sweden. I've done Denmark, but I've not done Sweden. But yeah, I definitely have to. I'll have to do that at some point. But what about yourself, Jimmy? Looking over, I mean, have you got any other projects in the pipeline?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the project. You mentioned Banff actually, and I have a single coming out on another guy. His name is Chuck Wicks. He's a country artist here in town.
Yep.
Been around, it's had hits. His single's coming out on Friday, and the reason I thought of it is because it's kind of based. It's almost like a wedding song, and it's based around him. He wrote a song for his wife. They're getting ready to have a baby next week, actually.
Wow.
And Banff is where they got engaged. So that's what made me think of Chuck. I was like, hey, that Chuck song's coming out Friday. It's a beautiful piece. Chuck Wicks. What else? I've got another kid on Sony who I'm really excited about that I manage and produce. His name is Robert Counts, and the song's called What Do I Know is the single.
Oh, wow.
And I'm in the middle of making all kinds of music. Actually, as far as making music as a record producer, this has been a very busy year for me. A lot of people aren't out moving around so much. So, people are staying in town making music. But yeah, all kinds of stuff. I have songs coming out in Canada on the guy. I mean, I stay busy, getting ready to do some work with Jake, it sounds like.
I'll keep in touch with that one as well. But Ellinor, what about yourself? I mean, hopefully these vaccines kick in and we can get people on the road, so you've got to come over to the UK. That's a definite.
Yeah, that's for sure in the plan. Right now we're rehearsing because we have our first online show coming up on December 11th.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. It will be a Facebook Live with my band, so we're so much looking forward to that, and I hope everybody's listening now will join it. Follow me on the social media.
Yeah. So
then me and Jimmy are finishing up our next. No, I couldn't hear you.
No, it's okay. Sorry. Go on. Yeah,
me and Jimmy are finishing up our next single that will be released on Christmas Eve, December 24th. That also will be on the upcoming EP that we're working on, and I hope that we will be able to travel soon, so I could come over to Nashville to you, Jimmy, and finish everything.
Well, we have songs recorded, and we just need to get them sang,
Well, I'm just going to put it out there, really, as a kind offer from me, from the UK, to you, Ellinor. If you need somebody to carry your bags to Nashville, I know somebody that can just do the job very, very cheaply.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds very good. I think I need that because I bring a lot of stuff when I travel.
Well, you're a lady, so you got to bring the stuff, haven't you? It was interesting. The very first time I went to America, I think it was Florida again, way back, and then bought so much stuff that you go to the airport at Orlando and they're weighing it and they go, "It's too heavy. It's too heavy." And you think to yourself, so you have to pay a but okay, so cool. And so it's non-stop then for you guys, is it? You don't, I mean, although there's Christmas Day coming up and New Year's Day, it's pretty much non-stop, isn't it? Even though lockdown, you just seem so busy, which is amazing.
Artists are so busy doing other things besides music these days to stay relevant. It's unbelievable. Music's about 10% of what happens anymore.
Yeah.
It's so much social media and content and so on and so forth. You know the drill.
Yes, I mean, thank God for social media because I mean, a lot of
we wouldn't all know it if it weren't for social media. We wouldn't all know each other.
Exactly, but also it gives a point of, like you say, what you're doing on the 11th is doing a concert. Albeit strange, you'll be doing a concert online to people, and you won't see them as such, or but it gives you a chance to get your music out there because people like the music, but they also like to see it live. I certainly do, and it's just so nice to actually see it, So I think it'll be a great thing.
I look forward to having you
it's what's
the show.
Sorry, Eleanor.
I look forward to joining the show on December 11th.
Absolutely, and let's say a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my friends in the UK who are artists. I've been an artist for like 20 years and whatever. They do the singing full time, and I never did. But now, obviously, it's so much of a struggle. They're doing the PayPal kind of tips thing and doing the regular Facebook concerts. So your heart goes out to people like that. It's such a tough time at the moment. Getting merch and stuff like that. I had George Dukas on the program last week, and I know George well, and he was just saying it's just so frustrated. You can't.
I like George.
You can't get out there. So he's sending me some merch over, which is cool. I thought I'll keep him in bubble wrap.
Yeah, right.
But what's happening today then? Anything happening? I mean, not much day left for you, Eleanor, or me. You're an hour ahead of me, and Jimmy, you're 6 hours behind. What's the plan today?
For me, for Jimmy Ritchey today, I have got to actually finish the mix on Ellinor's new single today. Actually, this afternoon, I'm going to close that mix and get it ready to be mastered. I think it's going to be probably the best song she's put out, personally.
Oh, fantastic.
We'll give you a sneak peek of it when I get it done. I'll send you a copy and see what you think before we even put it out.
Yeah, I'll give you my honest opinion. But I mean,
I like it.
I'm susceptible to bribery as well, which is cool.
Sure.
But the last single that you had out, I mean, like I said, I've sent it to all my friends and people who are choreographers of line dancing, because line dancing is huge in the UK, absolutely huge. And it lends itself a really good line dance beat. So I'm waiting for somebody to actually do a dance for that for you, and then that'll just go.
Yeah.
As that happens in the UK, it's yeah, and you'll have to learn how to line dance.
I've never tried that. Have you, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, of course. I was playing in bars when line dancing was really hammering home.
Two-step.
Oh.
Like two.
Oh yeah, well that two-stepping, the electric slide, the cowboy cha-cha, all slapping leather, all these things for sure.
Yeah, I think I started in the early 90s. I think it was.
That's when that's when I was playing in a cover band.
Yeah, and it's brilliant.
Playing country music. Mm-hmm.
I danced before I was a musician. But I never took any lessons. I just sort of picked it up as you go. And like I always said to people now, I know every line dance step, but not necessarily in the right order.
Yeah, well, Now, that's funny you should bring that up. I can't dance at all. But we do know, as of yesterday, that Ellinor is going to be dancing in the new video that comes out. I don't know when you're putting it out. Probably, you said maybe, I think we're looking at mid-February to the new single that comes out on the 24th of December. It's called What's Your Name? And shooting the video soon. And what I'm getting at here is it sounds like you're pretty good on your feet there, Paul.
Yeah.
So maybe you could catch a little. So far, the actor has not been hired to be the dance partner in the video, unless it's happened in the last hour, Ellinor.
Yes, no, it's not. We haven't put the right person there yet, so it's still open for audition.
There you go.
There you go. There's no audition needed. I can tell you just by talking to Paul, he is light on his feet. He's a regular.
I'm a good dancer for my size. I'm 6'2", 17 stone, and I'm a good.
There you go. That's exactly what you need, Ellinor. Some manly 6'2" man to lead you around the floor.
Yeah, throw you over the head and no, not that. Okay, but they don't
like it.
Travolta for nothing.
That's perfect.
That's fantastic. I like it. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, let's get you on a flight here. We'll record it up here.
I'm very cheap. Just a couple of
it works cheap.
Couple of cans of buds. That'll do.
Budweiser.
Couple
Is
of.
that what you like? Are you a Budweiser drinker?
I tell you what, my nickname is Four Buds Taylor because the size of me, I have four buds and just collapse.
You said you were 6'2", right?
Yeah, but I can't really drink. I really have a bad thing with alcohol. I just fall over, just like like a lumberjack.
I have the same problem, but it takes more than 4 beers.
Yeah, my nickname there for a number of years is Four Buds Taylor. So I actually wrote a song called Four Buds Taylor once.
I like it.
But okay, so that's cool. I mean, it's just been an absolute pleasure actually speaking to you again, and to yourself, Jimmy, for the first time. It's very much. I think speaking to a song, like a lyricist like yourself, but also a producer, is great because you get all. I mean, I was speaking to Ken Blazer recently as well, and it's just one of those that you're just so in awe how you can actually just come up with an idea and take it, and make a brilliant song, an album, etc. But you've got so many springs to your bow, and Ellinor, you're just going from strength to strength, aren't you? You're just going up and up and up. It's a pleasure to see.
Well, with Jimmy by my side, doing an amazing job with the productions and managing me. So yes, that's the way we're going.
No, it's brilliant. And like I said, hopefully we'll speak to you again, or hopefully see you in 2021.
Oh, yeah, Paul, for sure. I was supposed to be there for the C2C festival this year
in
London. Yeah, and that's when COVID hit. I mean, I think I was supposed to leave like the next day after they started bringing people. My band, the bands and my boys' bands and stuff, they were sitting at the airport in New York getting ready to catch a flight to London. So I'm looking forward to getting over there for sure. Yeah, definitely seeing you.
I don't think it's going to happen C2C March because that's what it normally does. I think it might be hopefully the end of next year. But I've been a few times and I absolutely love. I went to the first one, and it was just my mouth was open. I was about 4 rows from the front, and Tim McGraw and people, and Little Big Town and Vince Gill. I went for Vince Gill only, and then I was like, oh my God. And it just took on from 8 years ago. Just went from strength.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's Vince. He's so good.
Yeah, he makes you sick, doesn't he? But the songwriter's really good. They have a songwriter's night the night before. They get them all the great and good. The songwriters to have a chat and sing the songs, and it's such it's like Nashville Light, as I call it. It's like CMA Light. And hopefully we'll get you there next time, Ellinor, because it's such a great event at the O2.
I'm working on that for sure.
Yeah, we good, and we can catch a beer and a 4 buds.
4 buds. What about Taylor?
But have a great Christmas. Have an amazing New Year, and as I said, let's hope that 2021 brings us whatever, something great for a change. And I am certainly looking forward to seeing the video. And like I said, the song, we'll promote it, we'll play it as much as we possibly can here, and we'll keep an eye out for your new stuff as well, and keep us abreast with everything as well.
Thank you, Paul, for everything.
No, you take care, and like I said, have a great day.
You too. Thanks for having us on the show.
Brilliant. Bye-bye.